gas certificates, because there are several streams. The avoidance of methane emissions, that's a huge issue. If you think about lagoons, palm oil mill effluents, or the effluents of food and fodder production, there very often the process water is flowing or pumped into open lagoons with horrible methane emissions. A biogas plant can be the solution to have a closed system and to avoid the methane emission. Additionally, we have the production of energy, substitution of fossil fuels, and fertilizer. Other revenue streams are waste treatment, gate tipping free for the processed waste. There are about 600 waste treatment biogas plants in Germany, and many of them get nearly half of their income from gate fee for processing the waste. Reduction of CO2, BOD, that's an important point for the industry to treat processed water. Fertilizer has a high value, and mineral fertilizer, the prices are extending enormously in the past. And sometimes there are regulatory obligation which bring in the demand of biogas. That's the summary of my presentation. If you are interested in more knowledge about biogas, on our website, you will find these brochures, Biogas to Biowaste. If you're interested in methane, have a look here, digestate, safety. That's information material which is downloadable for free. Thank you very much for your attention, and I hope that we will have some time to continue the discussion.
Yes, thank you very much, Mr. Hoffman. We will have questions and we will discuss it after other presentations. Yes, thanks a lot. Thomas Damani. Thomas, can I make you to presenter, or do you want me? Yes. So I will make it. Now you have presentator slides, and we are listening with great attention, because Mr. Damani comes from the Caribbean region, from Jamaica, and he's acting on the field of very interesting projects. He's our advocate, and now he will make another renewed presentation about his very interesting, very unusual and significant project. We are listening. Mr. Damani, please introduce yourself, some words about yourself, please.
All right, so thank you for having me. I am Damani Thomas. I am the founder and CEO of the Carbon Neutral Initiative, which is a clean tech company formed to tackle global environmental issues, and we are focused on helping reach the goal SDG 7. So we are focused on decarbonizing transport for a net zero future in energy security. Now, over the last 12 months, both Sri Lanka and Kazakhstan have filed for bankruptcy, and this was largely due to energy insecurity. Now, since the Russian invasion on Ukraine, coupled with the fallout from the pandemic, the price of fuel has gotten ridiculous. As of this, refineries have closed down, and that mess up the supply and demand even more, which raise the price even higher. Now, what the market does to combat this is that they use blended fuels, which is a blend of 5 to 15% ethanol along with gasoline. However, this is not very sustainable because ethanol blended fuels are 33% lower in energy density. This requires more frequent refueling. And we already know, everyone that drives a car know that the price of fuel is absolutely ridiculous right now. It also have a low carbon reduction of about 5 to 7% compared to unleaded gasoline. Compatible with many vehicles because ethanol, again, is corrosive. And for that exact same reason, it incurs an extra transport cost because being that ethanol is corrosive, it cannot be sent through existing pipelines. So that's why it's already so expensive. Now, because of that, we created the solution, the D30 fuel. D30 short for defossilized 30, and the D30 fuel is a semi-synthetic biofuel, more sustainable than ethane gasoline. Now, what we do is that we upgrade existing bioethanol to high alcohols to help refineries decarbonize operations and help countries lower fossil fuel dependency. Now, to cut that short, what we do is that we help countries use resources that are existing within their economy and spend less on imported fossil fuels. Now, the D30 fuel has a higher energy density, uses defossilized biofuels and less gasoline, resulting in a cheaper but cleaner solution. It also uses the existing infrastructure and ethanol feedstock already produced by refineries, so there is no need for new infrastructure. And the D30 fuel is also less corrosive, thus is suitable for distribution through existing gas pipelines. So that way we eliminate that extra transport cost. Now, the D30 fuel reduces carbon footprint by up to 3 times compared to E10. That's about 15 to 21%, opposed to ethanol, which is, as stated, 5 to 7%. It also lowers the operation cost by up to 20%, being that we eliminate that extra transport cost and we lower the fossil fuel budget itself. And this fuel improves fuel efficiency by up to 4%, being that this fuel is almost as energy dense as unleaded itself, but significantly cheaper. Now, I have been working on this solution from I was about 15 years old because of my need to help reach sustainable development goals. I'm focused on SDG 7, which is clean energy, making cleaner and cheaper energy more accessible, decentralized and economic growth, providing economic growth through energy security, enhancing scientific research in developing countries like Jamaica, where I'm from, and improving climate resilience by decarbonizing transport. Now, this is our business model. What we do is that we operate on a licensing revenue model to multiple refineries to help those refineries honor their commitments to decarbonize, serving as a drop-in solution rather than to compete with big oil. So we won't be opening any refineries because, as stated, we are a carbon neutral initiative, and we are trying to help these oil companies, countries, and refineries decarbonize and reach closer to the net zero goal. Now, what makes us more unique than what is already there? The D30 fuel has a low adoption cost for refineries than the competing technologies. Now, other competing technologies out there is by turning ethanol into butanol. We are much more versatile. Is that in that we turn ethanol into butanol and so much more. So that introduce opportunities for co-products such as alcohols, and that also makes it applicable to biodiesel and sustainable bioaviation fuels. Now, we are also in communication with the International Air Transport Association in the UK, where we will be running a project to create a new sustainable alcohol to jet process for a bioaviation fuel, which we'll be getting into right now. Now, this process, this is a bioaviation fuel process, a new method for sustainable aviation fuel creation, which shows promise to be more efficient than the current ethanol to jet process. Now, this process was created to lower the operation cost to manufacture sustainable bioaviation fuels to decarbonize aviation. So we operate in the biogasoline field, and we are looking to operate in the bioaviation fuel field also. Now, the problem that exists today with the current ethanol to jet process to creating sustainable bioaviation fuels is that the upgrading of ethanol to higher alcohols is increase the need for recycling step and the oligomerization step. Now, what this means is that it results in increased capital costs and higher energy requirement that cause this process to cause this process costs more than 60% more than the traditional fossil fuel jet fuels. Now, what we do is that we, using the same D30 upgrading process, we aim to improve the ethanol to jet approach by increasing the variability in terms of length and branching qualities of alcohols to better fit desired fuel profiles. Now, this process also creates its own fragrances and introduce opportunities for co-products, just as the other D30 process does. Now, this is the simplicity of the way our plan to go about things. Now, what we do is that we take advantage of the low fermentation costs and availability of ethanol. And the D30 process converts ethanol to primarily butanol. And butanol, as stated before, is the lightest alcohol produced using less energy in the oligomerization process. Now, in the current market, they use ethanol to create bioaviation fuels or butanol. But this has a high cost because even though ethanol has a cheaper fermentation cost and feedstock costs, it has a very high oligomerization cost to create the biofuel itself. And the reverse is true with butanol, where butanol has a very high fermentation and feedstock cost and lower oligomerization. So what we do is that we take both of the advantages of these processes and make them, well, we take them and then we make them better. So afraid we are out of time, and that is overview of what we do here at Carbon Neutral Initiative. If you're interested, you can reach out to me via LinkedIn or via email, or here also the website where say carbonneutralinitiative.net.
Thomas, thank you very much. We have some questions, but after the presentation of Zara Yusuf, we will discuss something. By the way, dear friends, we have a public chat, and this public chat you can use to put your contacts, your information, and your questions to our today's speakers. Thanks a lot, and now I will can introduce you our distinguished Fatima Zara Yusuf from Nigeria. We have today a very, very international team of speakers. Yes, Zara, can you hear us?
Yeah, good morning, everyone.
Good morning. Now I have your presentation. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, and you can just tell me next slide, and I will do it. And please introduce yourself. Zara has a very, very innovative project in Nigeria, connected with our subject today. Yes, very closely, and it is a waste to power. Am I right?
Yes, it is waste to energy.
Yes.
Good morning, everyone. Once again, thanks for having me. My name is Fatima Zara Yusuf, entrepreneur, climate change activist with an innovative system that refines organic waste into value. Defecation to capital generation, from wealth to waste. Next page. Okay, the concept is to employ the usage of revolutionary refinery for cost-effective refinement, defecation, and sewages, and general organic waste into super-grade micro renewable energy, organic fertilizer for cooking, and powering engines sustainably for agriculture, respectively. Our target is to cut out the energy on a cost-effective way and to get it cheaper for an average Nigeria and agricultural use. Next page. About us, the revolutionary energy production refined system is an innovative system from mist recycling built to redefine anaerobic digestion as the number one organic waste recycling strategy. The system refines 1 kg of waste into value 2 naira daily, 2 to 60 days consistently, burns beautifully blue fire, which is biogas. It is compressed in PSI at 350 compressed at the same cylinder, equivalent to 1 kg for 450 naira. That is about 1.8 cent, which is 10 times cheaper and 10 times superior to LGP gas. In Nigeria today, we do not have any means of power but LGP and diesel. In Nigeria, the price of diesel today is something not to talk about, but it's something to talk about. We're experiencing high rate of energy. Energy, it's costing a Nigerian average home for about 60% of their income daily as we speak. Next page. The problem: organic waste will not disposed deadly if not managed, in addition to occurring for evacuating household and defecation sewage. Right now in Nigeria, we are having a problem of flooding. Places that are having enough space not to be flooded because it's already over polluted and overcrowded. We have problems that happen every now and then. We get to have places where water are not supposed to be clogged. It is clogged. We are over flooded. We're overcrowded because we have more defecation than people living in Nigeria. I'm sorry to say that. Next page. Solution: this system is the most effective in managing waste. Biomethane devoted to superior renewable clean energy compared to crude oil, dirty engines like petrol, kerosene, and diesel. In this page, we're talking about the problem that we have, and the solution is here. In Nigeria, we have no use of any means but crude oil, kerosene, and diesel. And those are the most expensive source of livelihood for an average Nigeria or for any Nigeria. Our problem is power. Our problem is utility. Our problem is transportation. And our main problem is pollution. So we have a solution to use our pollution, our defecation to create energy for an average Nigeria to have a clean and better use for the future. Next page. This is our financial analysis. This innovative system is tested and trusted. Target 200 psi at 18 naira for cooking preservative and 800 psi at 320 naira, which is equivalent to 1 kg 350 to 400 market price. Our target is to cut it 10 times cheaper than what we are currently having now. Next page. The same.
No.
Can you please go back a bit? The same financial project, the same pure microorganic fertilizer. We're still define and transmit into pure grain living nutrients within the additional 20 to 60 days processing duration value of market price at 20,000 5-liter jerrycan. Further breakdown, further breakdown, 20 unit 5-liter multiplied by 2, totally for 40 million micronutrients market value, which is very profitable to sell as higher substance. What we're saying here is we have farmers, and farmers buy fertilizer, which is meant to be the cheapest for an average Nigeria, but is the most expensive. Nigeria is a country that is known for farmland. We have good soil for farming, but we don't have good crops as we speak. We have crops dying because it's highly polluted with chemical fertilizer. So we're trying to cut out the price for fertilizer to give in a better look for our crops. Next slide. Next slide.
Just a moment. Here.
Oh, this is our team, and thank you for listening.
Thank you very much, Zara. Zara, using this possibility, so we have a very interesting comment from our colleague Al Karaki from South Africa. Please read it in the public chat about some climate action solutions, climate change solutions in Africa. And just a moment, just so. Yeah. So, Zara, using this possibility, I wanted to ask you, how is the common situation in Nigeria, as in a country with a very big population in Africa and in common in Africa with climate change problems? They are well known, and how it is managing now, how governments manage it on the political levels, and what is your opinion about it in
Okay.
common situation?
Okay. Right now, Nigeria is facing not just bad government, but yet we are facing climate change. In Nigeria as a whole, we are experiencing a lot of things that have not been experienced in a very long time, and it's not very common, but now it's common because people are adapting to the situation unknowingly, and few are ignorant about it. We have excessive raining season, but in a few seasons back, when it rained for more than 5 6 days, the soil dried, and we have some section of Nigeria, which is some part of Nigeria in the northern part of Nigeria, which we know it is full of land, but land is drying and desert is coming close to us, which is very common in other countries. But it is something that an average Nigeria should know about. But our government are not creating much awareness, if I might say, for situations like this. So, an average Nigeria, let's say about 70 to 80% of Nigerians have no idea on what climate change is and what climate change is doing to our environment and our animals as we speak. The government are passing bill on climate change, but yet no action is being taken for climate change. When people tell me climate change is coming soon, I would say climate change, it's already here and we're living with it in Nigeria currently. The rate of our production when it comes to farming, I farm so I could back this up. The rate of it when it comes to farming, crops are not coming as clean as it used to. You harvest and you find out 30% to 40% of your harvest is not as good as it used to be. When you talk about freshly fruits in Nigeria, a land full of nature, a land full of green, we don't have excessive fruit for consumption. So it's something to look out for and it's something to look at. But without awareness, how are we going to achieve problems like that?
Thank you very much, Zara. Yes. So I do like that our webinars are very, very international. So we have a possibility to compare the situation, and you know how closely we cooperate with Africa. We have an Africa Alliance in our European chamber, yes, technology chamber. How many African colleagues we have. For example, well-known Al-Karaki or Dr. Professor Ikechi Agbugba from London. So many people, or Patience Hesong, also many people from the Netherlands, many experts from Africa who are living in partly in Europe and who are acting in the fields of developing of technologies. It's very, very interesting, and you know how concrete we discuss it in our regular working groups. Thank you very much. Zara, just one more time. And I have another question for Mr. Hoffman. Frank, do you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yes. So what is, in your opinion, part of energy consumption that can be covered by biogas in the future? In the future, what is the perspective? And because you know, we have a colleague, a speaker from Argentina, who suggested to export biogas from Latin America to Europe and to Germany. Because in Germany can be the volume of biogas cannot be produced in Germany that Germany would need. Yes, and he had such a suggestion. What do you think about it?
In principle, that's right. So the best potential for biogas plant is there where the plants in the nature are growing. Tropical regions, for example, there we have a growth of biomass, best chances for energy production. In Germany, you and your colleagues are completely right. The feedstock streams are limited. We are using much of manure, and there's still some potential to expand biogas plants. But on the other hand, we don't want to expand the use of energy crops in Germany, and that's why we are a little bit limited. And that's why, in the end, importing CNG, compressed natural gas, or even LNG, bio LNG, liquefied natural gas, that might be a chance, but I am not aware of any projects that's really doing that. But in principle, that's right. In Germany, we have to fight much to come away from the import of natural gas, especially from Russia, and we are trying to do many things to do that. Biogas, for sure, is one of the supportive elements.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you very much. Thomas, do you hear us? Everything good?
Yes.
Yes, Thomas, this transport decarbonizing, do you work with some aviation companies? Some tests were carried out already on these projects or not? Do you have some contacts with aviation, with transport companies or experts? How do you work to promote this project?
Right. So as for your first question, the aviation fuel process is still in its earlier stages. Um, it was the Air Transport Authority that asked us to try see if we could create this fuel, and we were successful in coming up with the process and concept. And we are working with a number of industry leaders and industry professionals where the biopetrol is concerned. That's the D30 fuel itself, without the aviation aspect of it. We have done 3 generations of prototype over the 7 years that we have been working on this solution, and we are on our fourth generation for formula where we are aiming to lower fossil fuel dependency by up to 50%, but we still need funding for to do the beta testing for that specific blend.
So, I know that now you are promoting your project in also in Europe, yeah? Also
Yes, sir.
also for Europe. Okay, but you had another project. Maybe you can say several words about it or not?
That being the filter.
Yeah. What is it?
Yes. So that's called the carbon attack filter. It's a carbon capture filter designed specifically for passenger cars, where we will be helping these passenger cars to decarbonize. So what we do is that we basically we want to to centralize, well, want to call it decentralize and democratize carbon capture, where the average person can take part in carbon capture, and that open doors for carbon credits for the average person to like be a part of the whole carbon credit conversation, and of course the benefits of carbon credits.
Yes, Thomas, thank you very much. Frank, maybe you have some other questions concerning our matter of subjects today, or some opinions, some
Not
ideas
directly.
about.
So I don't have concrete suggestions, but I like the meeting today very much because it's always so important to look into the situation of other countries. And I know that there are a lot of activities in Africa, and I hope to be connected to some other persons. I already got some profiles over LinkedIn, so feel free to contact me via LinkedIn if you have any questions. Thank you very much.
Yes, and Frank, please put your contacts maybe in the public chat here. Yes, because people can immediately use it and see it. It's a very good channel to connection. Yes, I see very many very significant feedback for the presentation of Sarah, for example. Yes. I have some feedback from for Thomas and per mail already. And Thomas, I will share it with you after that. And
Yes, sir.
what about German Biogas Association? Now we are working also with European Biogas Association with Mr. Decker. We have spoken and discussed all these subjects, and I see it a very perspective idea to organize a common so together an event in Berlin, Mr. Hoffman. We will discuss it next year. We will discuss it. It will be a physical event, very high level event. Our idea is of our chairman, Florian von Tucher, to do it in a very high level, yes, about energy and about climate action, and we will invite many colleagues who are acting in this field. Yes, because the German Biogas Association is one of the important expert associations in Germany, and not only in Germany. Now we have, yes, absolutely. So what is writing our expert from South Africa, Al-Karaki? Good morning, Al-Karaki here with two solutions for climate change. Once, we have developed the world's largest NBS, nature-based solutions, which removes billions, not millions, of CO2 from the atmosphere, which we have applied to partner with on a great green wall project in Africa as one project. And two, we have developed a hydrogen converter for standard petrol cars. Our first pilot was successful, and we want to run the second pilot in Africa. Thank you, Al-Karaki. So Al-Karaki is our expert who is creating many interesting things. Please contact him because it could be, so it could have perspective. Yes, so in the end, or finishing our meeting today, I would like present just a second. I will show it. I present on behalf of European Technology Chamber. We would present. We have a very interesting project. This project is again very international, and it. Sorry, just a moment. Now I will show you. So every our speaker. Can you hear now this certificate? Sorry, can you see the certificate?
Not yet.
Not yet. Just a moment. Why? And now? No.
No, we see the mouse that it's trying to open something, but we don't see the certificate.
Just a second. It's a little technical issue. Yes. Okay. I don't know what is not, something is not right, not correct, but it doesn't matter because the main thing that we, yes, oh, Tayo, yes, we have another question. Tayo, can you speak? Okay, Tayo, write your question in the chat now, yes? So in the end, because we have to finish now, and we have a very interesting project in Rwanda, in Africa, and every our speaker becomes a little present from us. Three certificate. It's a climate action project, so guaranteeing that a tree was planted in Rwanda for Mr. Hoffman, Ms. Zara Yusuf, and Mr. Thomas Damani. I will send you these certificates per mail with signature of our chairman, Florian von Tucher. It's another climate action project of us, European African Climate Action Project. So I have to thank you, and I am very, very glad that so many people came today. Tomorrow in our Energy and Climate Action Working Group, please register. We will discuss more and very concrete things about new tenders, as I told you already, and about new updates of UTech, new futures, for example, automated system of matchmaking. Thank you very much, Frank, Zara. Thank you very much, Thomas. We stay in contact and we are very, very grateful to all our guests today. Thank you for coming and join us. Our leading light is technology obliges. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, and have a nice day.
Thank you.
Have a nice day. Thank you. Bye bye. See you next time. Thank you.
Thank you.